Why are there so many female archaeologists? Because women love digging up the past. Look at all these useless rulers. That one down the bottom there is probably the worst one. If Abbey Road was released today, Buckingham Palace repairs £369 million, Westminster repairs £4 billion, Royal Wedding £24 million, New Chemical Weapons Centre £48 million, hungry children nothing. Waste of paper store. Footy wag terrorised by raiders. Star's bizarre rant. Big bruv Roxy, I'm treated like Jacko. She breaks silence after claims he abused kids. Now they've been pushing this for a few days now. You know, having a go at a dead guy. Can't defend yourself, can you? Burger and flies. Don't know what that's about. Express. Nostalgia on TV. Why we all can't get enough of it. Don't watch any of it, so I don't know what you're talking about. That's a lie then, isn't it? New Brexit deadlock. Anger as EU digs its in heels over backstop. Kate and William parasites witness how rogue landlords force families to live in squalor. Real shock at slum housing crisis. Yeah, they couldn't give a shit. Look, trying to look, oh yes, oh I feel so, Alan couldn't give a shit. But I've got to put this sad face on like I really care, because, you know, after all, I'm a parasitical bastard. Child rapist. The scum. I carry army grade bandages in case I get attacked. Taylor Woe. Another day, another fatal stabbing on Britain's streets. When will it stop? Latest victim knifed 6 times. The Times. British billionaires rush to world's top tax havens. Treasury denied vast sums amid exodus of company owners and political donors. High-tech BBC plan takes the drama out of family viewing. Diabetes reversed. A soup and shake diet can reverse diabetes for at least 2 years, according to the latest results from the trial that offers hope to millions of overweight people. Acid attack father. Corbyn Brexit talks. Are you not sick to death of hearing about this Brexit bullshit? All it is a pantomime to go, oh look what's happening here. Well really we're bringing in the dictatorship and knifing you in the back. US migrants a record. Record number of migrant families are crossing the southern US border even as senators prepare to vote on President Trump's declaration of an emergency. Economic fears grow. The trade war between the United States and China and fears over Brexit have led a leading economic think tank to downgrade its forecast for global growth. Murray wasn't Rush. Andy Murray is unlikely to play at Wimbledon. Great, never watch it anyway, so that's not going to affect me at all. Maggie Gyllenhaal on making movies in a masculine world. How to teach your dog new tricks. Difficult Brexit talks break down with no Irish solution. Well, let's just leave with no deal and make our own, shall we? Plastic pollution choking Britain's waterways. Parcel bombs new device. And you know why there's all this plastic in the waterways? Because the councils are dumping it in there. Yeah, recycle. Yeah, well, just dump that in the canal, river, whatever. Parcel bombs new device. Package sent to university. Guilty or not guilty behind the scenes of at jury service. North-South devised unfair job market. Andy Murray's returned. Super Scott again, ready to play again. Well, a minute ago, he wasn't going to be rushed, but, you know. Javid and May clash over knife violence. Home Secretary, I think police resources are very important. Prime Monster. No correlation between crime and police numbers. Are you a stupid bitch or what? Javid demands extra money for policing after meeting Chief Constable to discuss surge in fatal stabbings. And more police on the roads, they get the army in, that's what the plan is. Dictatorship. Former Met Commissioner accuses the Prime Minister of not listening as police prepare bid for more funds. Mirror. Heartbreak of brother and sister separated by 5,000 miles. Knife crime epidemic. As 5 Home Secretaries, a string of police chiefs, 12 crime commissioners and all too many quivering families demand action, Theresa May still isn't listening. Meanwhile, another life lost. Their plan's working to perfection then, isn't it? Let's see if we can ramp up the chaos. And then we can offer our new world order solution. The Guardian. Javid backs police as chief seeks 15 million fund to tackle knife crime. Chucking money at problems doesn't work, but these bastards do it all the time. Police resources are very important to deal with this. Revealed the surge in populist rhetoric. Best in show. Martin Purr unveils his take on Brexit Britain and the National Portrait Gallery in London. Could hip operation keep Murray in top flight? Jackson's estate tries to keep his legacy afloat. The tell lie graph. Leaving Neverland. This all having a go at Jackson for some reason. Are you a war over who sleeps less? No. Cabinet resigned to Brexit deal defeat. Number 10 prepares for third vote on plan as ministers fail to win backstop breakthrough. Countess joins Jolie to fight for victims of war. My God, she looks like death warmed up now. What has she done to herself? Oh, of course, she'll be eating all the cannibalistic shit as well, like Clinton and the rest of them. Women entrepreneur gain half as much funding as men. Okay, divide and conquer then. Fears of chaos over digital tax reforms. Yeah, chaos, so we can bring in a new world order. Knife offenders avoid police charges. Troubles prosecutions not working, says MP. Metro. Football raiders terrify wife in her bed. Mum alone with girl 6 as Rogers burgled. Dad gets 16 years for acid attack on his son. Wow. $500,000 in notes found in back of van. May calls summit on knife crime. Jacko's pal shock over abuse claim. Bid for a Brexit deal in deadlock. 1D Louis on the song is he found the hardest. Financial Times. Goshen leaves Tokyo prison after 108 days. World's wealthy face golden visa crackdown after Skripal attack. Dirty money targeted rules attacked too weak poisoners hit UK Russia relations. And MI6 go, yeah, we did it, and then we blamed them for it. US book sparks Rome split over Chinese Belt and Road overtures. Capital's property market frozen in the Brexit age. UN urges French probe into use of force against yellow vests. The UN rights chief on Wednesday called for a full investigation into the possible use of excessive force by French police during the often violent yellow vest protests. They're trying to say there, in that sentence, they're trying to say it's the yellow vest causing the violence, when we've all seen it's the pigs that are causing the violence. The Gilets jaunes have been protesting what they see as exclusive from economic rights and participation in public affairs. Michelle Bachelet said in her annual address to the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, "We encourage the government to continue dialogue, including follow-up to the national discussions which are currently underway, and urge the full investigation of all reported cases of excessive use of force," the former Chilean president said. It's a dictatorship, And this is Macron trying to show you that it's a dictatorship, but most are just too blind to see it. I live in a caravan while government helps itself to 10 billion of our pension cash. Ken Sullivan and his wife, Iria, pocket only £78 per week from his miner's pension instead of 156. Former miner Ken Sullivan should be making the most of his retirement now after 45 years down the pit and triple heart bypass surgery 7 years ago. But he and wife Iria cannot afford nights out or holidays and budget everything down to the last penny. Things would be easier if they had their other half of Ken's miner's pension pocketing 156 a week instead of 78. But the government has that part of the 10 billion and has been raided from miners' pension pots since 1994. You see, the government are just a bunch of thieving bastards, and they don't give a shit about anyone but themselves, which is obvious if you've been paying attention. Brexit. Theresa May defeated over customs union in House of Lords. It means MPs could have the opportunity to back a softer Brexit if the bill comes back to the Commons late in March. Softer Brexit? With her frigging Brexit, she gives everything to the European Union. They still control our laws, tell us what money to do, keep taxing us. Oh, and they control our waters as well. A softer Brexit? We've bent over and we're being shafted up the arse by them. But these dumbass politicians want a softer Brexit. Give the EU more. The EU can do one. The House of Lords dealt the Prime Minister a blow tonight, demanding that Britain join the customs union on the day it leaves the EU. So there is no leaving then, like I've been saying all along. The amendment, which was supported by Labour, Lib Dems and peers from across the House, will force the Prime Minister to schedule another vote in the Commons if she wants to maintain her current policy of leaving the customs union when we imaginary leave the EU, because we are not leaving. Everything that they're doing shows you that we're not leaving. We're tied in, and the EU keeps utter dictatorship of our country. Peers backed the vote 204 to 141 against. Labour said ministers must now drop their red lines on Brexit and embark on a fresh approach to guarantee a customs union. Now Mrs May could be forced to squeeze another vote into a packed schedule ahead of the exit on March 29th. Of course, we're not leaving though, so it doesn't really matter. They can do as many votes as they want, because these treasonous bastards in Parliament are just selling us down the river. Every one of them needs to face punishment for their crimes against us. Grenfell Tower. Criminal probe detectives are unlikely to send a file to prosecutors until at least the end of 2021. Metropolitan Police admit. Not fit for purpose. They need to be gone. Police reveal expected criminal investigations timetable after saying they will wait until the findings of the Grenfell Tower inquiry. The Inferno at Kensington apartment building killed 400 people on June 14, 2017. Detectives investigating possible criminal offences in relation to the Grenfell Tower fire will be unlikely to pass their findings to the Crown Prosecution Service before the end of 2021. Now, let's face it, we all know who the criminals are. It's the council. They put the shit on there. They're to blame. But of course, they're not going to get face any crime punishment for it. No, they'll just pass the buck. Oh, it'll be those that manufactured it or some shit like that. When in actual fact, it was the council to blame. We all know it, and by putting it off, they're just protecting the council. In a statement, the Metropolitan Police said, since the launch of criminal investigation into the Grenfell fire, the Met has been working closely with the Crown Prosecution Service. As the Grenfell Tower inquiry has progressed, both the police senior investigation officers and the CPS agree that the police investigation must take into account any findings or reports produced by the Grenfell Tower inquiry, including its final report. If the police investigation concludes there is sufficient evidence to consider criminal charges in relation to the fire, a file will be submitted to the CPS for its consideration. Utter lies and deception. There will be no prosecutions because the council and all the members especially those on the executive branch. They're all guilty and liable for the 400 murders. But of course, that's never going to happen, because we live in a corrupt country run by corrupt MPs and policed by corrupt cops. Simple as that. Consumer watchdog group finds Monsanto weed killer is in chemtrails. As more class action lawyers cite research between Roundup and cancer, a new report claims the main ingredient found in the weed killer is showing up in chemtrails. Geoengineering, as they like to call it. US Prig tested samples of chemtrails from popular airlines and found that 19 out of 20 contains traces of glyphosate. Glyphosate is the main ingredient in Roundup produced by agrochemical giant murdering bastard Monsanto. Delta and the highest level of the weed killer and of all 20 airlines at 51 parts per million. Qantas and Icelandair had slightly smaller quantities of the chemical. British Airways contained 49 parts per billion of the chemical. Alaska Airlines, Aer Lingus and Japan Airlines had between 25 to 30 parts per billion of the substance. Southwest and Spirit contained about 20 parts per billion. Chemtrails from Aero Mexico and Hawaiian Airlines had trace amounts of the weed killer. These levels are far below those that could potentially cause harm in humans. No, they're not. But suggest a troubling prevalence of the weed killer in nature. Kara Cook Schultz, US Prig ban Roundup director, told Russia Today. If we're finding this level of glyphosate in chemtrails, it indicates that there's glyphosate everywhere, Cook said.